Let's talk about sex. Very good. Our coaches are in Adelaide. Ken Hinkley, welcome.
Evening, boys.
So before we drill down into the specifics, Kenny, is Robbo's view is you didn't do terribly much wrong, maybe just not quite enough right in the last quarter. How do you come away? How do you review what happened on Saturday?
Yeah, I think Robbo's is right. We understood the challenge that we were going to be faced with Richmond coming over with a few of their players missing, and we were under no illusion that was going to be a challenge. And we got to three-quarter time. We weren't playing our best footy, but we were playing okay. And we ended up with 19 entries to 8 in the last quarter, and we just didn't put enough pressure on the ball that went into our forward 50 and allowed Grimes and Boston, those types of players, to have their way.
When you're looking for scalps, I don't know if you look for scalps, but like everyone else, were you thinking, God, will someone go and stand near Dylan Grimes? Do you have that frustration in the box, and do you go hunting that person who wasn't doing his role?
Yeah, we certainly have the same frustrations as anyone watching the game, because we can see the same things, and we would have liked to have thought to put some body on and just make it a contest. We don't expect our players to mark every ball that goes in there. No one does, but we certainly like to halve a few of those balls. Now, Dylan's a great player, but I think we made it pretty easy for him to do what he did in the last quarter.
Kenny, you had the double goal that Ryan Burton conceded to Tom Lynch. What did you think of it, and what's the coaching tool in that you use when you talk to Ryan?
Oh, look, it is what it was. For us, it's quite a simple thing. It's something that you didn't need to do. It's something that you leave yourself open to some rules, and we understand the way the game's been umpired most recently is that it's anything you do that's a little bit off the ball, they're gonna react to it. Did I think it was an overreaction? Doesn't matter what I thought in that case. My message to Ryan and to the team today was basically, don't put yourself in that position to get that risk go against you. It's too big a price.
Kenny, of course it matters what you think. Do you think the second kick is too much? Would you like the ball to go back to the centre of the ground and Hawthorn can get the kick there or not?
Particularly Richmond. Yeah, well,
sorry, Richmond.
Robbo, it doesn't. The rules are there, and the umpires are playing and paying free kicks within the rules that they're given, and we understand that, and we just didn't need to take the risk, and Ryan knows that.
Do you have any theories, Kenny, on what's going on with the scoring in the game? Yeah,
well, I certainly do from our own point of view, is that, and our numbers are a bit different to what you just read out, Jared, for me, is that our numbers are a little higher in offence, and certainly we're conceding more. So we made a decision that we were going to play a more attacking game of football, and we wanted to do that. Now, you have to expect something's going to give a little bit in that area, and for us, that's certainly been in points against. But we may be a little bit of the exception. We're higher in scoring, we're higher in scores against. We're well up in entries. We're 60, I think, this year compared to 53 or something, I think, last year on average. So we're actually giving ourselves more opportunity to score, so we are scoring. But with that risk, obviously you've got to concede a bit. Maybe my belief is a little bit different to some, and this year we're certainly going a little bit more after the attacking side of the game, and that's allowing us to score marginally better, albeit we are conceding more points.
Do you think there is a broad conservatism, Ken, so away from the own circumstance which you've described? As it feels to me there's no uniformity across 9 games. I'm not sure there's any uniformity across sort of maybe more than 3 in a weekend. And I think we're waiting for the creativity, but for the moment, more often than not, we're seeing conservatism. Yeah,
well, I think the games are so close. There's so many games that are close, and we're probably a little bit nervous about what we're trying to open up. As I said, from our own point of view, we're a little bit more prepared to try and open it up, and that's causing some concern. But other sides, are maybe a different focus than we are currently. So I don't think it's a big difference right now. I'm a bit with Brad. I think 4 games in is still a touch early. Let it unfold a little bit more, and then we can have some more opinions, I think.
And Kenny, you had Willem Drew do a similar thing on Saturday.
Yeah, we did, and it's crazy courageous, isn't it? You look at players who can do that and you go, well, that's instant respect from everyone within the ground, the opposition, your own teammates. They're unbelievable marks. I still love a high mark, as Brad said, but the courageous ones are something special.
Here it is here, Jared. He does. That is just a phenomenal. Now, we had this discussion in the Herald Sun office. We've got a great job, Jared. I said to John Ralph and Jay Clark today, which one was the better mark? And they both said Crozier. And I said, you both got rocks in your head. Yeah, Himmelberg and Willem Drew for, what, fourth game of doing that, Kenny, at that time of the game was just, oh, I thought, God, haven't you found a player here?
Yeah, it's exciting when they do that, Robbo, and you know, and that's where I said before, they make their mark in one instant, and that's really important. You know, Drewy had just kicked a goal for us too, so to back that up with a courageous mark like that, it's a fantastic effort.
Kenny, Robbo was talking about Jed Anderson before as being a player the coach probably loves that doesn't get the external recognition. I reckon Willem Drew's one of those for you.
Yeah, he's a bit of a favourite, Scotty, and you know, he's certainly one of those boys. He's just early in his career. He's had some setbacks with injuries, and that's when you do like to see them have a good run at it, and he's certainly been a really popular player, not just with the coaches, but with his teammates.
Have you got an opinion, Kenny, around a concussion sub? So this was something Paul Roos was particularly passionate about, and we had games in the weekend where concussions happened early, and one of them comes with a suspension attached from the player who did it, left out of the game. Do you have any view on that front?
Yeah, I think the simple view is it's a great idea to have the replacement available for concussion, because we're asking our doctors to take no risks at all, and that's what they should do with the players with head injury. There's no doubt about that. But sometimes they can perhaps make the call a little bit early, but they have no choice, and we respect that. But I think that would make a bit of sense. The only trouble I see with that a little bit is that the player who's the concussion sub may not get to play. Sometimes your side underneath may be playing either day before, day after, and they don't get a game. I don't think that's ideal either from a preparation point of view.
Do you know, Kenny, if there will be any theming, the Good Friday theming around the game in Perth? Obviously, the Royal Children's Hospital Appeal is Victorian-based, so it's an institution here. Do you know what lies ahead for Friday in Perth?
No, not so much, Jared, but certainly from our point of view, as I just heard Brad say what he said, and it makes a lot of sense to me that, you know, you'd be grateful for the opportunity for us. It's, you know, we've got a great history against West Coast in the recent history, and we would be a side that looks forward to the opportunity to be a part of that. It's not dissimilar the week later where we go into Anzac Day, so they're great events to be part of, and you know, ones that you're honoured to be a part of and playing in. And from our point of view, that's the way we will treat it this week.
Brad, good luck Friday. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Jared. Pleasure.
And Kenny, same.